Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining this week's Kickoff Labs live marketing chats. My name is Izzy Palmerin. I work here in marketing at KickoffLabs.com and happy to have you all join us today. One sec, let me go ahead and let everybody know in the chat that we are now live. And please press play. One sec. Please press play. Okay, so we are now live, and once again, my name is Izzy Palmer. Thank you very much for joining us today. Today, we're actually going to be doing one of our Getting Started with Kickoff Lab series. So we basically call it, getting started. It's just for people that might not be 100% familiar with the actual platform. They want to learn a little bit more about it. So I'll just wait just a minute or two just to make sure that everybody gets to watch the video. You can hear me correctly. You should be seeing my screen, which is just the basic Kickoff Labs Getting Started Live page. So if you can please let me know in the chat, just like a simple yes, no. Can you hear me and see my screen correctly? So before I continue, I don't want to be presenting to an audience that can't really see me. Hi, guest. Hey, guest 248. Thank you very much for joining in today. Awesome. Thank you very much. Alrighty, so basically, like I mentioned, usually we do these just going through the basics of creating a campaign. So what I will do, basically, I'm going to go ahead and create a campaign just roughly how I would do it, how I normally jump in and start creating campaigns for some of our customers. Sometimes we do custom campaigns and we do custom work, but and I've also built my own custom campaigns, obviously, But I'll show you exactly how I would do that, and hopefully you learn some tips and tricks along the way. Now, you're not going to see that message. That's part of our Kickoff Labs internal stuff. But alrighty, so. Once again, I just want to make sure that it's 100%. I mean, just so you guys are aware, it's a small turnout today. So since we're not presenting to a huge audience, every now and then we get 30 people in the chat. Every now and then we get 10. Every now and then we get 5. Right now we have about 6 or 7 people, about 10 people, because I see people popping in and out. But it's good to see people online. But still, since it's such a small event, I would love to personalize this just a little bit more. Feel free to ask any questions you want in the chat. I will always be going back to the chat window just to make sure that there's no questions waiting. If there are, I'll answer those along the way. So let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty of building that campaign, and I will be sharing some best practices. So yes, I will be talking about things that you can do to actually get more from your campaign. So alrighty, so once you first log into your Kickoff Labs account, well, you'll be first asked to create a new campaign. In case you already have several campaigns, like my account here, you can always just click Add New Campaign. And I love this new campaign experience that we just launched last week, actually. I believe last Thursday. So it's a super cool campaign experience where you can actually build an entire, like, a thank you page with a landing page with the form, a thank you page with social share buttons, and an exit intent. So 3 of the most powerful tools. You get to create them in one single swoop. A really, really cool feature. And just in case you wanted to create a new campaign, just like an empty campaign from scratch, and you wanted to build it out, you still have that option. You just go ahead and use a checkbox, create an empty campaign, and you'll create, you create your campaign from scratch. So let's go ahead and call this campaign viral campaign. I'll call it quick viral campaign. Alrighty, so I'll just go ahead and hit continue. And Kickoff Labs is asking me, how do I want to collect leads? Because I can either create a brand new landing page, which I can then publish either to a free Kickoff Labs domain. But if you want to get a lot more conversions, obviously you can still use, well, actually it's recommended to use your custom domain. So that's a little bit of best practice for you. Just in case you didn't have a custom domain and still wanted to kind of test this idea without having to to buy a custom domain, which I really recommend doing. I mean, custom domains are $5, $10, $15 from GoDaddy.com, from Name.com, tons of providers. So, so if you did want to create a brand new landing page that has its own custom domain, this is the way to do it on a new landing page. Let's say you had an existing website like our Kickoff Labs blog, or your own blog, or just any other kind of site. Let's say it's like an e-commerce site, a Shopify site, any kind of those kind of sites. You can actually install Kickoff Labs pop-ups onto those sites, and these are really cool because you can actually collect emails through these pop-ups. We have some of these pop-ups on our site. Let me quickly show you. So you can collect emails through these pop-ups and redirect people to a thank you page. So after people sign up, this is just a small example of a pop-up. You see the bottom one? It's going to pop up. There you go. There, boom. So this is for our next week's landing page reviews. So this is just sitting on our blog, comfortably collecting leads. Once a person signs up, I believe this one is set up to just show a basic thank you message, but you can also redirect them to a completely like new thank you page. You can do all kinds of stuff. So very cool. You can do it with pop-ups. Or let's say you had your own existing form on your site. Let's say you just wanted to build your own custom site. You know, you jumped into Kickoff Labs, you took a look at some of our landing page themes, you didn't like what you found, but you still wanted to bring in your own custom, like you still want the power of Kickoff Labs, like our social referrals, all the rewards, all the prize levels. You can do that with your own form. Like, let's say I can literally go to, watch, I'll show you what I tell some of our customers to do. Literally go to themeforest.net. I'm a little under the weather, so I do apologize for my sound. I might sound a little bit muffled, but it's because of my illness. But okay, so we'll go ahead and go to themeforest.net, and there's marketing right here, and you'll see that these guys have some pages. Hey, but guess what? You can use those too. You could bring them in, but generally, I just recommend going for the landing pages. So marketing, landing pages. Boom, and you have a whole bunch of like different styles just in case you wanted to bring in your own, like buy one. These are really cheap. You could go to Wrap Bootstrap. I'm actually going in and showing, like I don't usually go in and show people all these resources. I just talk about them, but these are, I'm showing you these actual resources. You could buy these themes, which are pretty cheap. It's an $8 theme. Well, these are ugly ones, but let's see a nice one. This one might be a decent one. $16 theme. Anyways, I mean, there's a lot of ways that you can actually, dang, this is a lot of like really crowded, but you can actually bring in any kind of theme to Kickoff Labs. Use it by using this little icon here. It'll say use my own existing forms, and you get these options here. But alrighty, let's go ahead and do it on a landing page. And I get to check out all the landing page from here. If I don't see anything I like, I can actually go ahead and click View All Themes. So it'll show me all of our themes available. I'm going to go ahead and choose one of my favorite ones, which is a Harry Signs Up. It's actually one of the most popular ones and one of the highest converting ones, just so you guys are aware. I mean, let me go and check in the chat, make sure there's no questions. All right, awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's also one of the highest converting themes that we do provide, this Harry Signs Up. So extremely, extremely cool, extremely powerful. And this is the one I'll be using. So Harry Signs Up. And here's also, it's already giving me that option. Like, do I want to add an exit intent widget to the page? So what is that exit intent? That's that exit intent pop-up, which will show, okay, this is a pop-up widget, which with a call to action. When someone, like, it'll pop up when someone tries to leave the site. I'm sure you guys have seen those. So we generally do recommend placing one of those. Why is that? Why is an exit intent so powerful? Because it's going to give you that second opportunity to actually get people to sign up. Let's say, like, I'll show you once we're on the actual page, but it's actually giving people that second opportunity. So yes, I do want that exit intent, and I recommend that you guys do install exit intents onto your campaign or onto your landing page. Alrighty, so let me find a new thank you page. So my landing page is already set up. My exit intent was already set up. It was just a couple clicks. Really, I mean, I really didn't need to do much. Just a couple clicks, and here is where I could choose my thank you page. If I don't want one, I could go ahead and just get rid of it later, but let me go ahead and choose. But I mean, I do want to make this like a viral campaign technically. So I want to go ahead and pair it up. I'll pair up the Harry signs up with the Harry goes viral thanks, which is a pretty powerful combination. A lot of customers use it with great success. So just so you are aware. Cool. So we're seeing here, I'm all done. Awesome. So with just a few clicks, you can see how easy it was for me to create my landing page, an exit intent, which will pop up just in case people try to leave, and my thank you page. So I can go ahead and preview this at any time. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and preview it. What? This is ready to go. Oh shoot. So boom. So there's my exit intent because I tried to scroll out. I was going to show you the URL. I mean, just because it's currently published to our thank you page. I'm sorry, to our free domain, but like I said, we can just customize this to our own custom domain. But it's very cool. Like this is already built. Let's test it out. Boom. Awesome. So this is the live campaign. Like this is the real live campaign. I'm already included as a lead, so I can go ahead and jump into my dashboard, which is the next step that I want to do. All right, setup is done, and let me go to my dashboard. And I can already see, since I already tested it out, that I already do have that one lead. Boom. Awesome. And you guys can actually test it out too. Let me go and share that in the chat for you. Now that's going to be live for probably for the next minute or so, because it's going to change once I start making some changes to the actual page. But let's not jump around too much. Right now, I just want to quickly show you a little bit of the landing page designer, just to show you some of the tools, some of the options, and what some of the stuff that you could do, and obviously some best practices. So first, let's talk about the actual designer. Here is where you would make your changes to your page. Currently, we have this basic designer, but I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. This designer is gonna change just a little bit within the next few weeks. We're gonna have a brand new designer being shipped. So you're gonna see a whole bunch of changes. I'm not gonna get into specifics, but you are going to see a whole bunch of awesome new changes being released within the next couple of weeks. It's not going to work too much different, but it's going to look slightly different. So let's go ahead and start editing. So it will always work the same. Let me jump in. So this is where I would start filling in my copy. I can start saying my amazing business is about to launch, which is a horrible headline, by the way. Why is that a bad headline? Now let's talk best practices. Well, because you should really use like any copy on your page to focus about the customer, to focus about the visitor. What problem are you solving for them? How are you making their life easier? You know, make it all about them. See how the second line says you will not want to miss out. This is actually a pretty good strategy where you're kind of focusing the actual copy on the reader. If I'm leading in with like my amazing business, like join my amazing company for cool, join my cool sign up list for, and that's all you say really. Like if you're not saying for what, like what are they getting in return, then you're not really going to have too much success as far as with like your copy. So your copy should really be focused on, like I said, on solving the problem for people. We'll take a look at a few examples a little bit later on, but yeah, just make the copy about the person. Don't make it about your company. Don't mention like we're going to launch soon, because what that does, that just tells people once they arrive on the page, they'll see, well, okay, I mean, this company is not ready yet. I could just come back later. I'll come back in a month or 2 months. If you place a timer on the page, that might work. Like a countdown timer, that might work to keep people engaged and to provide a little bit of urgency on the page, which will get them to sign up. But if there's no urgency, if you're just telling people sign up, we'll be launching soon, and there's no incentive to like sign up, all it is like this little key and it says get in now. If there's no real incentive for me to sign up, it's going to drive people away from the page. So what's an incentive? An incentive would be like sign up now and get 50% off your first order, or something like that. Now you have to realize that. I mean, obviously, 50% off might be a little bit steep for like some e-commerce. It might be doable for some digital products. I mean, obviously, the incentive has to fit in with your business. How we talk. I'll also be talking about incentives a little bit later on. So the incentive has to fit in with your business. But there does have to be some kind of incentive on the page. People want to get something in return for giving you their email address. It's unless you have like an amazing email newsletter, which people are dying to get. They love reading your actual content. If you're telling them sign up for our news, like our email newsletter, there has to be something in it for them. Okay, so just to make it 100% clear, I will continue with the actual page designer. So you saw me make a couple changes. I can actually format the text, no problem. I could change the styling. Let's see, I can make it a 2. I don't love the way it looks, so I want to go ahead and make that once again a header 1. So I can start changing all the text on the page, basically. Super easy to edit, super easy to make any changes. Boom. Alrighty, so the general tab, this is where you're going to find theme-specific options. So you'll find everything specific to this landing page will be on the general tab. The design, like all the rest of these tabs, these are actually shared by landing pages. So the design tab, this is where you would change any fonts on the page and the colors. So I could quickly, change the actual button color. Let's say I want like a bright green. I could do a bright green. Oh, almost too bright. Yeah, so I mean, this is where I can easily change the colors. It'll easily be updated for me. The form tab, this is where actually I can build a custom form. So we generally recommend collecting only an email address, but really it depends on your campaign and it depends on your business. So let's say I wanted to add just an additional form. I can just click any of these buttons here. In this case, I'll just go ahead and add like a first name, but you do have options. You can add like a yes no with a checkbox. You can have some drop downs. You have a paragraph text, but I'm just going to add a single line text field, and I'm going to ask for a first name. So we already have some pre-created fields for you. You can always create your own where it says new custom field. This is where you would name this actual field. And your customers aren't going to see this like new name field, but this is where you could name your field. I'll just put name for now because the other ones have last name and first name. So I'll just put full name is fine. Let's see if that works. So I'll put name and I'll say, what's your name? Now I'm not going to require it. Generally, also another best practice. It's only like the only thing that you must require, obviously, is the email address because you have to submit something. You have to get their contact some ways. For all other form fields, we don't recommend using the required unless it's essential to your business. Unless you can't do business without that form field, then go ahead and require that. Okay. And alrighty, so I can already see here that it says type your email and what's your name. Not the greatest text, like not the greatest copy, but it's okay. And what I want to do, I actually want to make it more like standard. So usually it says first name and then email address. So I'll go ahead and just pull, like I'll click into the actual form field itself and I'll pull and drag, click and drag, I'm sorry. So I just clicked and drag and I can see that that it's asking for first name, email, and now the sign up button. So cool. I could change a couple sign up styles if I really wanted to. Right now, I'll just keep it the inline one. Alrighty. So cool. That's the form tab. The thanks tab, this, just so you're aware, each KickoffLabs landing page does come with its own built-in thank you message. So in case you didn't want to use our viral thank you pages, like let's say your campaign doesn't really call for any prize levels, for a wait list, we still have like a basic thank you page where you could still get a really nice social share message. But let's say you didn't want any thank you page at all. There is still a built-in thank you message, and actually I can test it out here from the actual designer. So this is the thank you message itself. I can customize it. I can make any changes. I won't do that now, but that's where I can make that change. And this is where I can actually test it out in the designer. So let me go ahead and sign up here, and I'll go ahead and click sign up today. Oh, and since I have redirect turned on, so yeah, it's not gonna actually send me to the, it's not gonna show me the thank you message. Let me show you real quick how I can actually set that up, because actually I have a redirect set up on the campaign level, so everything is gonna be redirected to a thank you page. But there is still a thank you message. I'll show you how to set that up in just a moment, because like the actual campaign experience did change a little bit. Like I mentioned, it's still like we made these changes on Thursday, so we might need to make a couple tweaks on it, but I just wanted to see it. Awesome. So this is the on exit. So this will install that that exit intent pop-up wherever I want to install it. So I did want to, like, I did have the option, and I did choose the option to install it onto this landing page. So there is an exit intent. It's not going to work in the preview, because otherwise it would just be popping up and just be, you know, just in your face all the time. So just so you're aware, the exit intent will not pop up on the preview. It will pop up only on the live page. Okay. So the settings tab, this is where you would fill out most of the page information, like the title, the meta description, Facebook share information, which is extremely important. This is what people are going to be seeing when they share your page on Facebook. So be sure to add in, you know, like I said, the title and the share description, all that good stuff. Let me actually show you where the Twitter shares as well, because I kind of skipped over that really quick. So the thanks tab is extremely important still, because these other social sharing options. This is what people are going to see when they click to share, either on this page or they click to share from your thank you page, because this is technically the page that's going to be shared, the one with the form on it. So I can click this little pencil icon, and I could change the actual text. Let's say I wanted to actually say Facebook. So it'll say Facebook, and I want it to say Twitter. And this is where I would customize the text that people are going to be seeing on Twitter. So I can say, check this out, and I might want to leverage some like some hashtags, for example. I can say like, what's a pretty good one? Be sure to share this. Some, I'll say like marketing product. And what will happen is the URL will be appended to the very end of it. So all you need to do is just customize that message, and that's it. You can do the same for the email message. I'm not going to customize this here, but if people click to share on email, this is where you would actually customize the message. Okay. Awesome. So I'll go ahead and click save. I can go ahead and click publish, which will save and publish the page for me. So let's go and just publish these live changes. So awesome. We already have those live changes. I mentioned that if, you know, once your campaign is actually live, let me go and click and go back to our campaign, our main campaign. We see all our stuff here. We can change the URL. Once I add a custom domain via the custom domains tab, I already added my own, but once I add a domain there, I can just go ahead and click change URL, and I can publish it to my own custom domain. I'll click the drop down, and it'll show my own custom domain. I can publish to a path just in case I wanted to like publish to like sign up, and I wanted to publish the thank you page to like to thanks, for example, and I'd go ahead and click publish landing page. I'm not going to go ahead and do that now, but it's just as easy. It's extremely easy to actually do. So cool. I mean, this used to pretty much take a long time. Well, not that long. I mean, a few more minutes to actually build, actually put together. So now there's not much that I really need to do. I can make those same changes to my thank you page. I'll jump in. So the general tab is going to have theme specific options. I can change the reward levels. So let's change the prize text. I'll say, oops, wrong button. Let's say something free. We're saying that the reward level gets changed. So very easy to actually start changing all the stuff, start editing it all all this stuff. Same goes for the design tab. You change the font, all that cool stuff. Setting also, one of the best practices for like, since you have the settings tab both on the share page, like on the thank you page and on the sign up landing page with the form on it, we recommend placing the exact same, not the page title. Obviously, the page title is going to change just a little bit. The meta description changes just a little bit as well. But what's super important that stays the same and stays consistent is the Facebook share. Okay, so the share title, the share description, the share image. Make sure that you're using the same share description as you're using on your sign up page. Why is that? Because you never know which page people are going to share. Generally, you want people to share the thank you page, obviously. I mean, I'll show you how it works. Actually, you want people to share the sign up page. So let me quickly show you how it works once again. So I'll go ahead and put Izzy, that's me. Once I sign up on the thank you page, you'll see that I get my unique link already generated. So I see it at the very top, right here in the browser, and I see it within the actual message. So it's here. Is my unique link. If I click to share, let me see if you might be able to see it on my screen. It might not. Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't think you're able to see it, but I can see the actual Twitter share message too, but it's going to be sharing the thank you page. So if I copy and paste this link, oops, I forgot to put the H. So if I copy and paste that link, it's not going to be taking me to the thank you page. It's taking me to the sign up page, because obviously you want to drive people to the sign up page. But that's why it's kind of important just to keep the message consistent, both across this page, because you never know which page people are going to share. So let's go ahead and go back real quick. Now, you might have seen me do like a quick full screen preview. This little butterfly button here, this lets me do that full screen preview where I can go ahead and just preview the entire page. Okay, so let me go and quickly go back to our screen here. All right, awesome. So we don't have any questions yet. Guys, I mean, I just want you all to know, even though you're just following me along, you know, watching me build this actual campaign, feel free to ask any questions along the way. If there's something that you're unsure about, something that you wonder if KickoffLabs can do, if you have any kind of questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. Like I said, I'll be jumping back and forth. Okay. One sec, I'm making a little change here. Alrighty, so let's say I made these changes to my page already. So thanks for signing up. I'll say for signing up. I'll go and click publish to save and publish those changes. And awesome. So I mentioned a little bit earlier, even though this is set up a little bit different, let's say you didn't want to use that thank you page. Let's say you just wanted to use the built-in like thank you message. Let me show you how to do that. There's several settings, like from the campaign dropdown. I'm sorry. Okay, I went to campaign settings. These are going to be several settings that you should probably take a look at just to make sure that things are set up correctly. But you want to make sure that the correct page is actually being shared. So in this case we want to share the landing page and the default thank you page. Alrighty, so that's going to be happening. I'm actually kind of thinking about how the best way to show you how to do that, the built-in thank you message. Let me see the thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at that. So let's go ahead and skip over that, because I might need to talk to our tech team regarding that, because specifically how we made those like quick little changes to the campaign building. We saw a lot more people using thank you pages and not using the built-in thank you message. So you can still do like a basic thank you by using our basic thanks and share thank you page. So lots of options for you there. Let's go ahead and jump around just a little bit. Let me see if there's any questions in the chat. Nothing yet. That's okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the auto replies. So KickoffLabs comes with its own set of email autoresponders. you'll notice that it's the verification email. We have another one called the automatic reply, influencer email, and incentives. And I'll tell you what each one does now. So the verification email, oops, I need to put in a postal address. So let me put kickofflabs.com for now. It's not valid, but let me just go ahead and put that for now. So the verification email, this is basically works like a double opt-in email. So whenever you want to kind of verify your leads that they're actually using a real email to sign up, you generally want to turn this on. This does require a business plan or above because you need access to our advanced fraud prevention. So if I click that option, it'll take me to the advanced fraud prevention page where I would need to turn on campaign lead verification in order to validate that people are real via an email. So that is the verification email, really powerful just to make sure that you're getting the highest quality leads possible. And like I mentioned, that is part of our advanced fraud prevention. The automatic reply, this one is available to all plans, and this is an email that gets sent out immediately after people sign up, or if you're using the advanced fraud prevention, it goes immediately after people verify their email first. So this one gets out after, it's basically like a welcome, like a thank you welcome email. And I could turn it on from here. I could say, how often do I want to send it? Let's say I had like an ongoing campaign. I might want to turn it on to always. For our live chats, for example, we do use Kickoff Labs, and we do have it set to always because we're actually changing the dates, and it's just an ongoing campaign. But I can set it to once. And what's really cool about this is I can start inserting images. Let's say I wanted to insert like a quick logo here. Let's see if I have any logos, Kickoff Labs logos. And I think I have some old Kickoff Labs logos. So I could just place a little logo in there. I can align it, let me center it. Cool. So lots of stuff that I can start doing. I can add in my own custom formatting, my own colors, all that stuff. Why do we keep the emails a little bit simple and not provide like email template, like all these flashy email templates like a MailChimp provides? Two reasons. Okay, number one is for email deliverability. So it's proven that all these flashy email templates, especially when you're just building your list, they have a low click-through rate. And actually not most of the times, a lot of the times they'll get delivered to a spam folder or they'll get delivered to an updates folder. They won't go directly to an inbox. This, like our Kickoff Labs emails, these are more text-based emails. Yes, you can add images and you can add your own formatting. It's not like plain text, but these are not they're not like flashy template-based. Because these are actually going to be, these have they have a higher deliverability rate. It's easier for people to actually see them, for them to actually get them. They don't end up in the spam as easily. So that's why we recommend keeping it simple and not using those templates. The second reason is because you can always connect to MailChimp, just to send those weekly, bi-weekly, monthly newsletters to your list, which is what we recommend doing specifically since Kickoff Labs only comes with its email autoresponders. So those are all like triggered email. So if you want to send email newsletters, use MailChimp, use Aweber, any of our other integrations. I'll talk about those in just a bit. Okay, so one of the other cool things is if you scroll all the way down inside of any kind of email, you'll see something that are called email tokens. So these are dynamic information that you could place within your actual emails. And this includes customer information that you collected through your forms, like the full name. I didn't collect the first name, but I could collect the full name, the email, and there's also some cool stuff down here. So I can place these like little tokens. Basically, I could just copy and paste it. So I'll copy and paste. Let's say I want to send people to the thank you page. I'll just go ahead and copy and paste that, scroll up. And I already see that these tokens are like already on the page. This is a Twitter link, a Facebook link, an email link. This is the page link. But let's say I want to drive people to the thank you page. I'll go ahead and say, P.S. Remember, you can I'll go ahead and customize that, because this text is actually customizable. Let's say I don't want to say check your status. I want to say check your progress. here anytime. So awesome. It says, remember, you can check your progress here anytime. And this will be a link back to the thank you page, driving people back to the thank you page. We've had a lot of customers asking us, like, what's the best way to drive people back? This is one of the most recommended and most powerful ways of driving people back to the thank you page, just so they can see their progress. And you can include this within any kind of email. So this could be a MailChimp email or KickoffLabs built-in emails. So you can send yourself a preview, and if you want to save the email, you just go and click Save Auto Reply. Another email that we have available to you guys is the influencer email. This is an email that goes out once per day if people have gotten others to sign up to your campaign. So it's kind of like a motivational email. I can go ahead and turn it on from here. So it's just telling people, hey, well, thank you for sending us so and so many leads today. Thank you very much. Please keep on sharing. And I can also, like I said, include that thank you link. I can say, P.S., check your status. One of the most powerful emails are our incentive emails. So these are like, think of them as goal-based emails. So you can send people an email after they hit certain referral goals. So after people refer 2 people to your campaign, or after they refer 10 or 20, 15, 100, 1,000, whatever you want. That number is actually predetermined by you. So you can actually just create that email, and I can say, all right, so after people get 25 referrals, this email will go out. And if someone gets 25 referrals, they're probably an influencer, and I probably want to know that people are reaching that level. So I can actually scroll down, and there's a little checkbox that says, notify me when someone receives this message. This is extremely powerful because, like I said, it kind of notifies you that, hey, someone really, really influential has referred 25 people. You should probably reach out directly to them. So like an awesome tool just to get notified. So those are Kickoff Labs emails. For sending third-party, like for sending newsletters, like a general newsletter, which is not triggered by referrals or by signing up. I mean, we do recommend connecting to MailChimp, to Aweber, any of these additional tools that are going to make your marketing a lot easier too. So let me go ahead and check out the chat and see if there's any questions. No questions yet. That's okay. So I'm kind of winding down, about 1:40 now. So let me go ahead and talk a little bit about best practices, and give me a quick sec to open up my little document here. I didn't open it before the chat. I do apologize for that. I believe it's this one. Okay, so let me go ahead and go back to the... Okay, cool. So you should be seeing the Getting Started with Kickoff Labs. This is our full screen. So once again, that's me, Izzy Palmerin. So I'm a marketing expert. I'm the one that's been guiding you along for this brief guided tour. So once again, so talking about landing page best practices. So problems are better than features. Make sure that your copy is focused on how you're going to solve a person's problem, how you're going to make their lives better. So that's about the copy. So your copy has to be 100% about your visitor. Here's a couple examples. This is like one of the most basic items that like you could get. These guys are selling socks, but take a look at their actual copy on the page. I actually love the copy. It says, for the secret agent in all of us. You're like, all right, well, what the heck is that supposed to mean? But you can clearly see like the image of the sock, and the next, like the subheadline is stealth socks. Boom. Next gen dress socks to keep your feet undetectably fresh. That's like a thing. Your feet. I mean, socks is a really utilitarian item, but see how they're using like copy just to make it cool, just to make it seem like, oh shoot, like yes, I want my feet to be fresh too. Sign up below to receive exclusive launch updates and earn free gear. So that's all you really need. I mean, that's the awesome copy talking about the actual visitor, focusing on the problem for them, and the incentive right there, earn free gear. So there's a little bit more copy on the page. I just want to make sure that you guys see it also. It's always be undetectable. You know, they're always saying always stay cool, always be a step ahead, blah, blah, blah. So they're just making it 100% about the visitor, not about the company, 100% about the visitor, how they're going to make that person's life better. This is another really cool one. I mean, this is, we're looking at pure Kickoff Labs customers, but this is like a really cool one. I mean, it's like asking a question, love your coffee, but don't love how quickly it gets cold. Yes, I mean, unless you're a fan of cold coffee, which I personally am not, you're going to say yes. So that's already like asking you a question. It's solving your problem. Studies show how temperature loss equals flavor loss. Now keep your coffee hotter, longer with more flavor. Boom, solve my problem right away. And you see the call to action that says get pricing and free perks. This is a great page, really small, really compact. They really didn't need to do much, and they did really well. Okay, so landing page best practices. Another one is make sure that your call to action is 100% clear, that it's really easy to see on the page. So your call to action shouldn't be buried between a whole bunch of copy. It shouldn't be scrolling down. It needs to be visible on the page once people land directly on the page. So let's go and show some examples. Take a look at this one. I mean, this has actually dual call to actions, which is generally not recommended, but they're doing it okay. I mean, this is actually going to work because these don't really conflict. They're not driving people away from the page. If you click watch the video, it's just going to show like a video pop-up and get early access. I mean, that's just a really clear call to action. You could clearly see it on the page. It just pops. So it's going to work. Make sure that your call to action is really visible on the page. And does it matter? I mean, does your call to action have to be blue or red or green or orange? No, I mean, your call to action, like the button color, needs to contrast against the page. That's the best way to explain it. So even this like black call to action works really well because it contrasts against the page. It's really easy to find on the page. So your call to action doesn't necessarily have to be a specific color. It needs to blend with your page. It will actually like blend and contrast in a way. It just needs to look good on your page, and it needs to be easy to find. So really great example here. Another thing is, I did mention this. It's asking only for the information that you absolutely need. So this goes for the form fields. Make sure that you don't have excessive form fields. Make sure that you're asking for as little information as possible. If you need to collect like first name or telephone number, then that's okay. But if you don't, then it's not going to work for you. Okay, so this is a pretty good example. Like they're asking sign up to be notified. Obviously, you need to collect the email address, but they're kind of like garnering interest. They're like asking, which Apple App Store do you use? That is actually a good question to actually ask, because since there are Apple App Stores worldwide, I mean, this app is kind of gauging interest. All right, so where should we focus our actual efforts first? Our marketing efforts, our resources. We're not going to launch worldwide and just spend all this money. They were actually just targeting, like asking people, where do you want us to launch? And that's what they did. So that's working for their business. This does not work that well because they're asking for two forms of contact, email and phone number. Boom. So you can already ask questions via email, or you could pick up the phone and start asking questions. But then they ask a third question, which is like total people. To me, there's no point in asking the total number of people that are becoming like that will be joining this like water sports. You could follow up. I mean, that could be a simple follow-up question that you could follow up via email. Or like I said, pick up the phone and say, okay, well, how many people can I book for you? That's a simple question that you can exclude from your form field, and it's going to help convert better. All right. The incentive is extremely important. People want to know what they're getting out of giving up their email address. So there has to be some kind of incentive on the page. And it could be like a really simple incentive. This is a really simple, like a basic incentive. This is just like a PDF ebook. We do that a lot on our own site. You can check out some of our posts, some of our blog posts by our awesome team member Jackie. She actually provides like a resource, just a free downloadable resource on just about all of our blog post, but it's really easy. I mean, just provide a simple PDF, provide some kind of incentive. I'm going to talk about incentives in just a bit. This is like another resource. This is like a click-through resource. So they're not even asking for like email address. They're just driving people direct to this page. And here, take your resource. You don't need to get anything more because they know how important that is for people to feel that they're getting something in return. Hey, thanks to your customers. Obviously, this goes for after they sign up, and this also goes for once people start sharing with friends and family. I mean, you want to make sure that your customer feels appreciated, and you have plenty of opportunities to thank them. You saw the welcome email, you saw the influencer email, you have viral incentive emails. You can follow up via email newsletters. So lots of opportunities to thank you. I'm sorry, to thank them. So make sure that you do thank your customers. Another great example. So this is one of our past customers. So cool. So make sure that you are thanking your customer base, and this is a great example. See, say here at the bottom, and driving them to keep sharing. So check your progress, and yeah, just thank them. This goes hand in hand with like thank you. It's reward people for sharing. So if you see people that are driving a lot of leads for you, a lot of referrals, either automate it with our viral incentive emails or reach out personally. So this is just a really cool example. This is using our Harry Goes Viral page. It's a basic reward level. So after 5 referrals, people will get $5 off. They'll get a pair of socks. So this is part of that socks page we saw earlier. After 10 referrals, they get a pair of socks. Really cool. So reward levels work really well. And I'll talk about rewards in just a moment. So you see, this is like swag. It's a sticker, a mug, a T-shirt. So you could give away all kinds of stuff. Here are some incentive ideas for you, because we always have a lot of customers asking us, like, well, what can I give away? I don't know what the best item for my company to give away as far as rewards or as far as incentives. Here are some ideas for you, because it's not, if you're giving away a free iPad, it's not really going to work for you. So digital based. So this is really, really well for getting people to take immediate action. And I did mention these. They could be a simple downloadable ebook, a PDF. It doesn't have to be like a full-blown 100-page ebook. It could be like a simple white paper. It could be a simple 2-page study, not even done by you. It could be like a list of curated articles, a whole bunch of stuff that you can actually do. Okay, so think about digital-based incentives. Something else we can do are time-based incentives. So these are the things like a free personalized call, like a free quote, a free consultation, just giving up some of your time, like some of the founder's time, which feels valuable to the person signing up. It's like, hey, get a one-to-one founder meetup, which I'm sure some of you have actually seen throughout our emails. They work really well. So making it seem as if you're giving up your valuable time for your customer, that's also a great idea. Monetary based. So this is something that's going to be free to you, to your company, but it's going to feel that your customer is actually getting like some monetary value in return. So this could be like free beta early access, a free month of access, or an upgrade to a better subscription plan once you're live, upgrade to the pro version, discount towards purchase of your product, all that good stuff. So something that's free to you, but to the customer feels as if they're getting something like some monetary value in return. So good base. These are great for brand building. These are like that swag items, but they could be a little bit expensive. So it's like pens, stationery gifts, stickers, all that good stuff, coffee mugs. So free swag, like I mentioned. It's really great for brand building, but like I said, it can be a little expensive. Price-based. So these are the best, in my opinion, for brand building, but they are obviously the most expensive. And it really depends on your product, on your service, on your business, if you can offer these. So the best way to do it is offering free product, okay? Offering your own free product. I know it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but it's the best way to do it. Think about how much a customer is like how much a new lead is going to cost you. Okay, like what's a good formula for you? Let's say you're trying to calculate how much money you can give away per referral. So let's say you want to give away free product, but you don't want to give away your $100 product to people that refer 5 friends, because that's not cost effective for you. You have to figure out that like formula, that formula. What's the most cost effective way? Like, what does one lead cost you? Let's say one lead is worth $10 to you. All right. So if one lead is worth $10 to you, then you might consider, after people get you 10 referrals, all right, they could get that free $100 product because they've already sent you 10 of those leads that have that $10 value. So it's okay to like think about it that way and to give away free product in that aspect, because it, like I said, it does work really well. An iPad or the latest trendy gadget, these other following ones, the gift card and all that stuff, they work really well, but you're going to get a lot of people signing up just for the free products. So be aware of that. If you're giving away something that's really specific to your niche, or that is only your actual product, not a gift card, not a trendy gadget, then you'll get pretty high quality leads. Okay, so this is one of our customers, so they were giving away, oh, see, exactly. So like, boom, after 10 leads, you get a free boxer brief. So I mean, that was pretty much the value to them. So that's the end of our presentation for today. There was a lot of stuff that we did go through, but if you, in case you did have any additional questions, comments, please feel free to email our awesome support team at support@kickofflabs.com. And since you did bear with me throughout this entire webinar, you actually have direct access to me. So once again, I'm Izzy Palmerin. Let me scroll all the way back where you could see me. So I'm Izzy Palmerin, and you can email me direct at Izzy, that's I-Z-Z-Y, like my name, I-Z-Z-Y, Izzy at KickoffLabs.com. So love to answer any questions for you, and we'll see you all next week during our landing page reviews. So please sign up at kickofflabs.com/live. You could get your page reviewed by our marketing team. So it'll be me joined by our founder as well. And yeah, join us next Thursday, same time, Thursday at 11 a.m. And thank you very much for joining us. We'll be seeing you all next week. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.